What's up, everyone? My name is Sebastian, and today I'll be doing an anchor through the interview mode, which is when you can call someone anywhere around the world and request to do an anchor with them. The person that I'm contacting is actually, his name is Eddie, and we started talking through my YouTube video where I did my first interview with Chris. I put up that video, and through there I've actually been able to meet so many cool people that want to start their own podcast. And Eddie was one of the people that reached out to me. He said, "Yo, I love what you're doing. I want to connect with more people that like to work, like to do podcasts, like to do different types of things." And so we ended up connecting, and honestly, it's been like 6 months where we'll call each other a couple of times a month through FaceTime, and we'll just talk about different projects that we're going through, different things that we're learning, and we're trying to see how we can help each other out, even though we're at, he lives in Minnesota and I live in Utah, so we're really far away. So yeah, I think that's just the power of social media, this power of technology, and the power of Anchor. I have to wait a couple minutes, and then I'm going to give him a call through the Anchor app. And again, if you don't know how to do that, I created a tutorial on how to use Anchor. It's very simple. So let me look for the app real quick. Good? Let's go. I'm recording this on Anchor app, and I'm also recording this on my camera here in Salt Lake City, Utah. I want to have a podcast today with my friend Eddie. He's currently working at his full-time or part-time job?
It's full-time, but definitely not hoping to be doing this full-time.
You mentioned that you want to start up your own social media marketing agency, correct?
Yes, I do.
What made you interested in getting into that social media marketing agency field?
Yeah, definitely. So, it's kind of funny because, like you said, we met through a simple DM. And going back to my side of that story, this was actually right as I was getting into Anchor. I think it was probably less than a week after I had downloaded the Anchor app that I initially had heard about on Gary Vaynerchuk's podcast, which I think you heard about it on too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's right.
And so I was on YouTube just doing a quick video search, how to Anchor podcast, just literally just simple stuff. And Anchor wasn't really popping at the time, so I was finding tons of different videos that there's no one that really knew how to do Anchor at that time. So I came across your video, which honestly looked pretty professionally put together. You had a good camera, you just had a good setup for it. And I was just yeah, this guy knows what he's doing. So I watched your video, and I don't even remember what you were talking about in it, but for whatever reason, it helped me, and I got some value from it. And I think that you ended up giving out your Instagram in that video, because then I ended up reaching out to message you, and I'm actually going to go back in my Instagram DMs right now just to look at that message that I first sent. I said, "Hey man, I just saw your first podcast through the Anchor app on YouTube, and I thought it was really cool. Just heard about Anchor a couple days ago, and I'm looking forward to getting involved. Love the work you've been doing." And then it's we just responded back and forth a little bit, then all of a sudden we're FaceTiming and we're friends, and now it's we're literally friends. It's not just random people in the DMs at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, honestly, I feel I expect you to come to Salt Lake. I expect you to come to my wedding, bro. Honestly.
I'll be there.
I think there's one thing in my life that I've really learned to stick with, whether it's at work or at home or wherever I'm at. It's the power of asking, right? Which kind of goes along with the power of DMs, but it's just, questions come to your mind all the time where you think, man, what does this person do? Or I wonder if this person would be willing to do a podcast with me, or you know what I mean? They can be big questions or small questions, and that happens throughout our day. That we often ignore those questions because we think it's a long shot, or maybe something's not gonna come out of there, so why even try, right? But I feel in my life I've been able to see the power of asking, meaning, holy crap, dude, if you just ask, at least you're throwing that into the universe.
There's tons of people in the social media marketing agency game at this point. On a daily basis, I get marketing agencies. So it's like, this is still an industry that's really going to be booming, and it's a job market. It's a completely new market that has been introduced in the past like 5, maybe 10 years that is about to be huge. Like, social media marketing agencies are about to be as big, if not bigger, than say like a real estate agency.
There's always things changing. You know what I mean? I realized something the other day. I said, I don't think there's any social media experts out there, because when you become an expert at one thing, the next day it's going to change. So it's not about being an expert of social media, but it's about being a student of social media and like feeling passionate about social media, which is the reason why I feel like for myself, I'm also looking to open a social media marketing agency. And what I want to do is I want to help businesses realize that, like, sooner rather than later, that social media is probably going to be their number one tool for marketing their own business, building their brand, and just overall increasing sales in like 5 years. Where in like 5 years, that's going to be like most of the revenue that they're going to be using, and where they're going to be receiving that revenue from, it's from social media.
You can literally sit in your bathroom all day long, and you can still like maintain somewhat of a social life and social presence online just by talking to people, just by sending messages and things like that.
And you know what, dude? I feel like that's a great point, and I feel like something that's almost frowned upon in today's society is like when people say, "Oh, I want to work from anywhere in the world," right? I feel like every single millennial that I've talked to says that. You know, like, and obviously not everyone wants to do this, but fuck, to me that sounds amazing. The thing is, it is becoming more of a reality and more of a normal thing every single day because of tools like this, because of, you know, being able to communicate through the phone and through social media and doing all these things where, you know, 10, 15 years ago that wasn't even an idea.
Online jobs that people can do from anywhere in the world, because again, with social media marketing agencies, yes, there's a few things that are going to be in person, like if you're going over to like shoot a video to do content creation, but even at that, a lot of this type of stuff you can be doing from anywhere in the world. And that's not to say like you need to travel to be doing your job, but it's also to say like you're not locked down to one place.
The passion that I get from you when you talk about social media, you know, I just think that's awesome. The fact that, you know, you can really tell that you're excited about social media, and that maybe you don't understand everything about social media, but you understand the power of social media. And I think that's the main thing that you need to have when you look at starting your own social media marketing agency.
Sebastian, it's been a pleasure being on the podcast. If I had one more thing to add though for anyone listening.
Please, yeah.
If they're at all interested in social media marketing or any type of career that like they again don't have a ton of knowledge in, I'd say if you have passion for it, that's what's ultimately going to drive you forward and keep you motivated in it, because that's what's going to make you want to learn everything that you're doing, rather than just kind of going through the motions and doing whatever you need to do just to do it. Because like you said, I mean, I don't have a ton of success to speak from. I haven't even started up my own agency, but everything that I'm learning and everything that I'm like, all the content I've been consuming and just applying in different ways, it's all stuff that I see building into something else, and that makes me just motivated to keep working at it, and it energizes me the more I work at it. It doesn't really get me tired.
But if you've been watching, honestly, thank you so much. Connect with me. I really want to talk to you. So just connect with me. Just go down right now, type out, "What up, Sebastian? I like this," or "I hate this," or whatever. And then let's connect on Instagram, okay? Okay, peace out.